Now the next step in our game is to create our game loop. Now the game loop is what runs over and over and over again during our game so that we can actually play our game. And we do that by creating a loop. So a loop follows a process, and I'm going to show you how that works. So if we go to control, and we want to use this forever loop. Now our forever loop says keep doing this forever and ever and ever until I jump out of this loop. So that's going to kind of continue on throughout our game until we tell it to stop. And it will start at the top, and it will follow all of the blocks until it gets to the bottom, and then it's going to go back to the top, and it's going to keep going through. So what we are going to do in our game loop for the time being is we actually want to check whether or not our ball is going to be touching one of the red lines. And we're going to use an if statement for that. So if statements are also in control. So we've got here an if then or an if then else. So at the moment we're just going to use a simple if then. We're going to drag that out into our forever block over here. Now in this kind of hexagon looking shape here, that's where we're going to put our conditional. So that's just going to be a check to see whether or not something is happening or not. So in this sense, we want to check whether our ball is touching the red lines. So if we go up to sensing here, and we've got this touching color. So I'm going to drag that out, and I'm going to put it into a spot there where our condition goes. But obviously we don't want to check whether it's touching blue. We want to see whether it's touching red. So I'm going to click on the blue here, and my mouse turns to like a hand shape here. And you'll notice as I go over these different colors, it's changing over here. So I want to touch the red here. So now if I'm touching the color, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, that's what I'm going to put inside of here. So for our game, what I'm going to do is if we're touching the color, then we want to return to the starting position. So we know to move to the starting position, we need one of the go to XYs, and we need to double check where that location is, but because we're already in that starting location, that's already going to be there. So if I put my mouse over here, we'll know that it's minus 223, 110, and that's the same as what we had in our beginning phase here. So I'm going to click and drag that out. And now if I hit the green flag here, I can move about in my game, and if I touch the wall, I'll jump back to the start.